Well, we do have Professor Oyelowo Oyewo here with us. He is the Attorney General for Oyo State. Thank you for coming on this morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
Well, the Algon members, they're accusing the state government of high-handedness, kicking them out of office and in violation of the law, according to them. We do know there's a history to this. But tell us, what is going on?
What's going on is that there was a letter that was in the social media from the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, purportedly enforcing a Supreme Court judgment with respect to local governments. At the time when the letter came to my attention, we made frantic effort to see whether we've been served with the letter, because the letter was dated 14th of January, and it came to our notice on the 22nd of January. Because of the seriousness of it, we decided to respond that, one, there is no such Supreme Court judgment against Oyo State. Two, the Attorney General of the Federation does not have power at large to be enforcing judgments without going through the process of enforcement of judgment in compliance with the rules of the courts that gave the judgment. As if that was not, alarming enough, a letter was written to the Inspector General of Police directing that support should be given to the chairman of APC in Oyo State and the chairman of Algon to, as it were, reinstate local government and LCDA chairmen who have a matter in court against the Oyo State government. And the matter at that time, and still, is at the Court of Appeal. We wrote to bring this to the attention of the Inspector General of Police. And at the same time, we took steps to bring this before the proper, forum for it to be decided, which is before the courts. And that seemed to have contained the ravaging efforts of the police and the people that they were trying to use. And as you have heard, there was violence and all that. But thankfully, an ex parte order was granted against any further action by such parties in this, without any court order that is emanating to give powers to the Attorney General and the Inspector General of Police to take those actions.
But why would, if there wasn't any such thing, any such judgment, why do you think the Attorney General would then write, relying on the judgment?
Well, basically, the Attorney General may have his reasons, but they are not based on the Constitution. They are not based on law, because it's so partisan. You don't write letter to the chairman of the party in a state directing the governor to, we run a federal system of government. If there is anything, and this has been settled by the Supreme Court, even under the regime of President Obasanjo, when there was dispute as to the creation of local government and the government withheld. Okay. The Supreme Court came out. If you have such issues, you go to court. And so that's what we've done. We've gone to court, and the matter...
Because I was going to ask that, on what basis did you then go to court if there was no such, Supreme Court judgment? Why did the state go to court?
One, the state went to court because, with respect to the local government, we believe that the Attorney General was not properly briefed. Attorney General of the Federation was not properly briefed. If you were to be aware of the fact that the matter was sub judice, then he will not take such wanton, liberal interpretation of his powers. His powers are guided by law, by the constitution of the land, and as interpreted by the courts.
Speaking of the laws of the land, for a lot of people, they wonder what power the state government relied on in the first place to dissolve or sack the local government chairman. And that has been a major issue for some people, because that's what this whole thing is built on. Yeah. So if you could help us understand, what did the government rely on?
I think I'll have to give background to that. Before the present administration came into existence, the previous administration of Governor Jimobi ran a caretaker system for 7 years. In the twilight of that administration, against an existing court order that invalidated the constitution composition of the Oyo State Independent Electoral Commission, and also any attempt to use that to conduct an election, that election is null and void. Be that as it may, towards the twilight, it was supposed to be a booby trap, so that by the time our administration comes in, irrespective of the mandate of the people, that there should be, a party alternation from APC to PDP, we now had to have an administration of APC at the local government. Now, that is not even the problem. The matter is that same APC local government, composition went to court against Governor Ajimobi, which is the case that we inherited, challenging because they had rumors that he probably wanted to dissolve them. And before we came in, the pleadings are there. He said, I am not going to sack you. The matter should have ended there. But for one reason or the other, a judgment was given against the government irrespective of that. And that became a subject matter of appeal. And that appeal led to a stay. And because there was a stay, there was a vacuum. And of course, don't forget that under Section 7 of the Constitution, the state government makes laws. And there's local government law that regulates, the activities of Oyo State local government. You must make a distinction in the light of the decisions of the court between the local government administration and local government LCDAs. Yeah. The LCDAs basically are inchoate creations within the realm of arrangement of the, of the state government.
Okay.
So a distinction must be made between that and the local government as they were. That distinction has never been made, both in the conduct of the affairs as we inherited it. So it was thought that this administration seemed to have inherited an APC infrastructure, including those on ground. So it was thought that, okay, let's have an audit, a period of knowing what is actually on ground. And that's what led to the action of saying that they should step aside, let some other people take a look at the accounts, take a look at all the affairs of the state and manage it, and until this matter is resolved, so that the moment you resolve the issue of the Oyo State Independent Electoral Commission, then you can properly plan
but I'm sorry,
for the conduct of elections.
If the state eventually went to court, why didn't they go to court in the first instance instead of telling them to just step aside?
The state, the matter was in court. Even when the action was taken by the state, as of today, there's been no instituted action against the action of the governor of Oyo State, Governor Seyi Makinde. Still I speak.
So is this telling them to step aside? Is it a sacking? Is it a dissolution? What exactly was done?
It is what it is. It was a dissolution.
So is there a possibility of them coming back? Because you said they should step aside.
The bottom line of it is that the administration of Governor Seyi Makinde is a rule of law administration. We've maintained it. If a judgment comes out of the court directing, as it were, from the court, that this is null and void, go back to the status quo ante. Of course, that will be done.
Many people would put the action of the governor and government of Oyo State in the same basket as other governors all over the nation who have disbanded or not allowed local governments at the various levels to function as they ought. What makes this different? Because you're a lawyer, and many people would say, I mean, just before we came on, it wouldn't be in your place as a legal practitioner to say to reduce the operations of local governments.
Basically, the constitutional arrangement guarantees the existence of local government. We've always maintained that, and we will run the local government in accordance with the law of the land. Ensure that the local government is in place. And this is a problem that arises from the dissonance in the tenure of the executive and that of the local government. So most cases, you are going to inherit, if there is no convergence of the expiration of the tenure of the executive and that of the local government, you are going to inherit a local government which is different from your political party, where there is a party alternation, as we have experienced. And that's what causes the challenge for a lot of governors in the past. And that reinforces the fact that the action of the local government, of the Attorney General, is selective. Because even as we speak, there are so many other APC states who are running caretaker committee, and no policeman has been sent to enforce anybody's right, as it were.
So what's the plan to institute proper local government councils in Oyo State?
Once these issues are resolved, and we have realized that, seriously, some of these matters are not purely legal matters. They are political matters that needs to have a legal, contest. So, of course, what everybody wants is for the state to be able to resolve this manner, both in terms of the legality of it and both in terms of the political, process. So, within a short time from now, we hope to be able to conduct elections, and we hope to be able to have the administration of local government properly running as, as is required
Short
under the
time,
Constitution.
1 year, 2 years, 6 months?
No. We're not going to be having this, aberration before. In fact, if not for the litigations that are pending, it's something that will have been done almost immediately. But we inherited this problem, and we had to find political and legal solutions to it. As it is now, the local government matter is at the Court of Appeal. It's coming up now on the 27th of this month. The one that we brought is coming up on the 5th of this month. So, all things being equal, before the end of this first quarter, such matters should be resolved, and we should be able to conduct a free and fair election into the local governments.
All right, we'll be looking forward to that, and hope the people in the state can at least just have all of this sorted, and then they move on. So we thank you for coming on, Professor Oyelowo. You were the Attorney General for Oyo State and Commissioner for Justice. We're back in a moment. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. Let's take a look at some feedback from you. Kingsley, talking about the Oyo local government issue. Well, Kingsley says the LG chairpersons are elected and should be allowed to see out their legitimate tenure. The local government is an independent arm of government, and the state should allow them their autonomy, just like the state is autonomous of the federal government. Well, Kingsley, I hope if you did pay attention, I think those issues were addressed.
Well, this next one is from Isaac Tadongdi, and it concerns state policing. It says, state policing indeed is one of the ways to solve this insecurity problem. I don't even know why someone will sit in Abuja and send a police officer from Oyo State to go and secure people in Bayelsa. Now that you put it that way, kind of sounds tricky, but that's from Isaac Tadongdi.
And this one is from Real Answers Calm, talking about maintenance culture. We have to strengthen maintenance culture in Nigeria as government changes hands. It shouldn't affect governance negatively. We believe government is a continuum. We discourage personal interest of lawmakers against national interest.
Samuel, talking about Ogbomoso Bridge construction, says, I'd love to bring the attention of the minister to future disaster looming at the construction of a bridge around Federal Government College, Ogbomoso. The foundational rod dimensions are the same used in small building. Well, this is about Ministry of Works, right? Okay. All right.
But noted. Zimo's blog tweets, if the railway system is the only thing this government can fix, honestly, they would have achieved a lot. Imagine the enormous succor it will bring to many Nigerians and even many businessmen and women. The railway system is the way to go, economic-wise. Interesting.
Okay, so there you go. That's it today. I'm just wondering, can I say I'm not a journalist? The minister said he's not a politician.
You work with Channels TV.
Well, yeah, I don't want to be a journalist to work in Channels TV. Okay, well, just kidding. Well, that's the show today. Thank you for watching. I'm Chamberlain Uso.
I'm Kayode Okikiolu.
And I am Ayo Makin. Have a wonderful day.
We're all journalists.